All right, the Reds, it's the post-match pint, and the Reds have done the business in Portugal, in the quarter-final, in the first leg. There is no way, and you can quote me, that Benfica come here and win 2 or 3-0 next week. We will beat them again. We should have beat them by more tonight, and we did the job. Steve, I'm happy with that. Are you?
Totally happy. I mean, it wasn't quite the way you'd have pictured it panning out. It was probably a nervy 30 minutes in there, which I feel like everyone will dwell on a bit more than they need to. It was pretty routine, all in all. I mean, the only real big chance they have, the only opportunity they get is through a 1 in 100 moment where and look, he's more than made up for it by scoring and overall playing really well anyway. Yeah. So, I think the difference with invoked Traore, for example, is the quality that the players got. There's no issue there. Liverpool just they come out. It's tempting to say the second half wasn't great, but I think immediately after half time it looked like more of the same. Really, Liverpool just resumed where they'd left off, and it was just that moment really that rocked them back a little bit. But we talked so many times about this, about whether a team's good at responding to shocks and responding to things in games that you just can't foresee. And we've seen, even good Liverpool teams, even teams under Jurgen Klopp, who haven't been great always at that. And this team just absorbs it, takes it in, has another look, and then works it all out. And sometimes that takes a bit longer than other times. But today, they got it all worked out pretty well. I mean, 3-1 away anywhere in Europe in a knockout fixture in the quarter-final is an amazing result. And the fact that you're coming away slightly disappointed and some people will be coming away probably even more disappointed is it's just testament to how strong the Liverpool are.
Because we used to ridiculously high standards. I just think I think Steve's quite right there to say we don't need to suddenly jump to another agenda. Like, the Reds have been unbelievable for a long time here. We've gone deep into every competition. We've got the chance of winning every competition, which is mad at this stage of the season. And there's just nothing there for me. It's a fluke of a goal. 9 times out of 10, Canati deals with that. It's a wet pitch. It skids up. He misjudges it. Okay, sound. But as Steve says, he more than makes up for it how he plays. Yeah. Liverpool as well don't panic immediately after. I thought in the first half as well, they did the thing which perhaps you could have predicted. They've got a full house and all the rest of it. They get stuck in a bit. They try and ruffle our feathers a little bit early on. But very soon, Liverpool settled into, this is our game and we're going to show you how we're playing. We scored a goal. We were controlling it.
I thought we were in complete control, and it's only the goal that knocks that a little bit because it gets their crowd back up. By the time when they come out for the second half, everyone's accepted reality, and it's only there's a number of mistakes in the lead up to their goal. Diaz does this mad header going backwards because he's trying to make sure of something. Robertson, I think, gets caught a little bit out of where he'd like to be because he's not expecting the header to go where it goes, and eventually it comes to Canate. But if you take all the events of the game and just put them in a slightly different order, imagine that Benfica start for 20 minutes the way in which they play from immediately after that goal until God knows when, and then the way they play in that little spell, and then Liverpool grab back the ascendancy, then create all the chances and come away 3-1 winners. Everyone's going, what a fantastic performance. We should still be saying what a fantastic performance. The issue is more genuinely, half time, it shouldn't be 2-0, it should be 3. And even towards the end of the game, there's still another couple of opportunities to create opportunities. The Jota one's a great chance, don't get me wrong. It's brilliant from Henderson, the way he reacts. There's the great play from Keita in the run up to that as well, for the Diaz goal to make it 3. But there's opportunities to create opportunities where I think, in hindsight, the manager, they always love the video. What's the video going to tell us? They could have been a little bit crisper. But even in the first half, listen, there's loads of universes where, when we play Porto, remember we beat Porto the first time we played them under Klopp, and I think we win the game 5-0 in their place, and I think we're 4-0 really early on in it, and there's loads of ways in which tonight that's just 4-0 before you have another look at it. I think we're great, and I think we're much better than them. And I think that we've got one foot in a European Cup semi-final, and let's not take that for granted for a second. Some of what happens first half, I mean, just to dwell on, there's the goal to make it 2, but there's also later in the game when he gets Salah in, those 2 passes from Trent Alexander-Arnold are some of the best passes you'll see at this level of football in your whole life.
Particularly the one on the run where he just hit it first time, and it's just like, and he's getting challenged almost at the same time, and he's weighted it right and all that, and you're like, wow. Like, I mean, we'd all been saying, hadn't we, well, Joe's jobbed well there. But,
yes, yeah.
But all of a sudden, Joe's job doesn't look quite good enough when you see that kind of thing. Hello Reds, thanks for watching that taster of the post-match pint. If you want to watch the rest of that video, really easy to watch it right here on YouTube. Just click the join button below. That activates the membership. It gives you access to the Anfield Wrap's premium videos, which includes the post-match pint, but also reviews, previews, exclusive interviews, and it means you can follow us, follow them from here, the heart of Liverpool.